Hello everyone, this tarot reading is focusing on how are you unintentionally sabotaging yourself. So, I actually really like this reading because to me it looks like you kick the devil's ass. Come join me and let me explain. So you've got two oracle cards that have come out. You've got renewal, embrace renewal as a chance to start fresh. It rejuvenates your spirit and outlook. You've got intuition, trust your gut instincts. They often lead to choices that align with your true self. So now, when the oracle cards came out, my intention immediately was drawn to the renewal card because to me it's kind of like a phoenix rising through the flames. And I instantly thought, okay, it's like a new version of you forming. Then that made me question whether you could unintentionally be sabotaging yourself by holding yourself back, by hiding yourself, by not wanting to be seen or not wanting to begin a new chapter. Now, this is a bit gross, so I do apologise. A dirty ass fly flew into my home when I was thinking that. So I sprayed the little fucker. And I thought it was dead, so I kind of like ran back to my desk and kind of like got back to the energy of things. And I was thinking, yep, could you be holding yourself back? When I thought that, the fly started to buzz. And for some reason, that instantly felt like confirmation that I was on the right path with the energy of this reading. Because flies are usually around things that are old, dead, or no longer serving a purpose. Things that actually need, to be thrown away. So it kind of made me wonder, are you actually still holding on to an old version of yourself or old memories or old stories you tell yourself? Or another thing, or another way of looking at it is, are you considering going back towards something outdated and familiar because that's, what you've always known? Then the tarot cards came out, okay? Now, looking at the Six of Cups and the Devil, I do feel like you could unintentionally be sabotaging yourself by staying attached to the past, replaying memories or old connections, people or places or experiences, okay? Thinking the worst case scenarios or believing that people, believing that because something happened before, it's bound to happen again. Yeah, that's kind of what I get with that. And perhaps those experiences were extremely dark and challenging and stressful or even actually traumatizing for you. If that's been your reality for a long time, yeah, it makes complete sense why your mind would actually naturally try and protect you by expecting history to kind of like repeat itself. One thing that was really interesting is when I look at the Six of Cups and the Devil together, it's almost like the two children in the Six of Cups grow up and become the people chained in the Devil's card. So to me, that tells a story of years of conditioning, many cycles, many chapters, and a pattern that may have started a long time ago has actually followed you from childhood into adulthood. Yeah, or this has been going on for that long since child up to adulthood. Whatever it is, yeah. But then I look at the Two of Swords alongside the Renewal card, and this is where everything starts to change. Because I actually feel like you've actually already broken free from the devil. You've actually cut yourself away from those chains. The only thing that's left is that blindfold. And that, to me, that blindfold represents your mind still replaying the past. You're so used to experiencing life in a certain way that it's become familiar. It's almost like your eyes expect disappointment because that's what you've been trained to look for. You expect nothing less because it's all you've ever known. But there is more, my darling, and there is better, and there is new. Now, the Ace of Pentacles and the Renewal card feel like they're introducing a completely new version of you, a fresh path that's ready to be experienced, to be explored. Yeah, everything that you've been through, my darling, hasn't been wasted. The Devil and the Six of Cups haven't brought just pain; they've also brought wisdom. They've made you smarter, stronger, more experienced, and far more intuitive than you were before. And look at how much as well, to me it's like showing that, look at how much you've kind of leveled up in the Two of Swords compared to the Six of Cups and the Devil. Look at how much big you are. You're like a fucking giant. You're prepared and a strong giant. So I will say, or I do want to say this because I don't want to, but I'm gonna. The Two of Swords is often a card where we do hesitate. Okay, we do hold ourselves back and avoid making decisions or delaying the next step. That deep down we already know we need to take. Okay, especially with the intuition card being here, I already feel like you know what your next step is. It's just that there is fear and there is hesitation or uncertainty that makes you kind of question yourself. Now, that blindfold, my darling, tells me that your mind is still looking backwards instead of recognizing how far you've already come as well. Okay, now if you took that blindfold off, I honestly think you'd see someone who is far stronger, far wiser, and far more ready than you realize. You, my darling, have beaten that devil. You have overcome that darkness. Every time you walked away from a relationship, a friendship, a job, or a situation that didn't sit right with your soul, You listened to your intuition. You said, this don't feel right for me. I don't belong here. This isn't the life that I want. Those, those weren't fucking, failures, Poppet. Those were moments where you chose yourself. So yes, those chapters may have been painful, but they also prove something. You already know how to free yourself, okay? You're a smart bugger. And now, my darling, a smart bugger that has a lot of self-respect for yourself, okay? And others. But now, my darling, you've stepped out of that darkness. You've broken free from those chains, and you've become that phoenix rising from the ashes. The only thing that's left is to believe that you are no longer the version of yourself that believed, that kind of lived through those old chapters. You are the version that survived them, okay? Now, what I feel this I feel this region is really showing, it's like showing there's a moment of awareness and choice. You have already outgrown old cycles and ways of thinking. Even if part of you still defaults back to what feels familiar, the invitation now is to gently notice where your energy is going, okay? Especially when fear or memory tries to pull you backwards. And instead, return to what is new, stable and aligned for you, my darling. You're not starting from the same place anymore. You're starting from experience, and you're starting with wisdom and much stronger intuition now, okay? So I hope this reading's made sense and it's helped in some way. And have a good day. Bye.